Hi there, my name is Christine of Supermamas, where we are so passionate about empowering you to be the best mom that you can be. In these conversations we've been having on our YouTube channel, it's about you learning things about motherhood, or talking to your daughter, or talking to your son. And today we are joined by the very gorgeous and awesome Dr. Kakuti.
Thank you, Christine.
I am proud to call you my friend.
Absolutely.
And the reason why she's here, I know a lot of you have been wondering, if you have a teenager, a girl in your house, how do you talk to her about contraceptives? Have you ever thought about taking her to the gynae? So today we are talking about your daughter's first gynae visit.
Scary stuff.
No, first of all, when we were growing up, I don't remember having that kind of conversation with my mom. Or my mom taking me to the gynae. How about you?
Never happened. I'm a gynecologist and I have never seen a gynecologist. I have never seen one. When I go for my pap smears, I go to Aga Khan and I walk in and get a nurse to do it for me, but I've never had a sit down with a gynecologist. Not because I am one and I know everything, but this journey should have began early, even before I became a doctor. So it's a tough conversation to have with moms, that it is important to have your daughter have a gynae visit. And it's not that we're going to check or touch or anything. Have a discussion.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, Dr. Kokoti, that's why you are here, because I feel it's important. And for me, somebody who has boys, sometimes I feel sorry for my friends who have girls. But I know that it's important that even if I have boys, then I have to empower them in stuff like this. How do you even broach the subject of contraceptives? Because it was, when we were growing up, work hard, go to school, boys are bad, don't get pregnant, you're not told how you get pregnant. And that's the end of the story.
Yeah.
Just don't get pregnant.
Yeah.
Why is it important for us moms and dads to take our daughters for their first gynae visit?
And I like what you've said, Christine. Moms and dads. Because this thing has always been left to the moms. So what the important thing is, you want to create a safe space between you and your child and your daughter. Again, you've said you've got boys. So this game is not just for moms and daughters. But then again, when we look at society, the consequences and the repercussions of irresponsible sexual behavior but fall heavily more on the girl. And that's why we are more keen on maybe working with the girl. And it's important. So the thing is, a lot of women and moms make assumptions. So because my mother didn't tell me this, my mom didn't tell me this, I didn't go, I shouldn't go. But then again, I'm finding moms who are afraid of talking to their daughters about their sexual reproductive health, about the changes their bodies go through. I remember when my breasts were growing up, my mom just pinched them and said, you know what these are? And there was no discussion after that. You're going to get your periods. When you get your periods, you can have a baby. La 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 la.
Boys are bad.
As you're saying, boys are bad. I wasn't spoken with, I was spoken at. So when I had any issue concerning my menstrual period, my boobs growing, boys, I did not know how to approach my mom. So when you start that conversation early, then a girl gets a safe space to go and actually have this conversation with the mom. So the mom should feel that, one, that discussion doesn't start with me. It starts with you as the mom. By the time you come to the clinic, I want to establish, I'll ask you, what have you guys discussed? And by the way, if you come to my clinic, it is easy. I am not going to make it look professional, like it's gonna be, we're gonna chat like, we're gonna be like pals. I have diagrams, I'll show you what your body looks like, I'll show you what your private part looks like. You know, there are girls who've never seen, taking a mirror and look down there, because we were taught it is wrong to do that. I'm not saying you touch yourself. I'm just saying look and identify with the parts of a female. So that conversation, it's good when it starts with the mom. When she comes, we're just discussing maybe technical and medical stuff. Right. Yeah.
Dr. Kakuti, so let's just move back a bit. Mom and daughter in the house. Your daughter has come of age. I don't remember having that conversation on menstruation with my parents or my mom. How do you have that conversation, just briefly, on explaining to a girl what menses are?
Now, the earliest age I've heard of a girl getting menstrual periods was 9.
Wow.
9. 9 is that child who is still, when we used to have those teacups and then you make with water and mud. Yes, kalongo. Not even playing shake, not even 3 sticks. That was when we were older in primary, 9 years old. So that conversation needs to start earlier than that. Because when she's in school and she encounters another girl who has had her periods, she'll be like, what is this going on? And then she doesn't even know about it. So it's good this conversation start early. The other day, I think when it comes to the issue of discussing teenage pregnancies and defilement among minors, then girls are being taught how to say, don't touch me here, don't touch me here. You probably have said that discussion with your boys, that don't allow anyone to touch, my backside or my private parts. So that discussion is start early. So I would say maybe from around 9-10 years, when her body starts changing. So the good thing about how the female body develops from being a child to going to puberty into adolescence is periods come last. So the first thing is things are going to be hair, development of hair, the growth of hair in the armpits and the private parts. That will actually start before the periods, and also your boobs when the breasts are growing. And there's an awkward phase. I don't even remember you in primary. There was an awkward phase where the boobs go and they look like, I don't know, they just look horrible. And she's going to be very self-conscious because, like us guys, boys made fun of us.
And we stayed, it is hot, but you're wearing
exactly. And then there were those other funny t-shirts we wore for PE. So that discussion has to start way early. You don't wait for the boobs are developing, the hairs are developing, she's saying, let's have a conversation. She needs to know this is going to happen. So that when someone else sees her with hair in her armpits and boobs and they laugh at her, she'll be like, by the way, this is normal. She needs to develop confidence.
That's a good point.
Yes, otherwise they'll make fun of her and then she's going to be uncomfortable. So moms need to have confidence. And I'm not seeing moms having this confidence. They think they're afraid. They're like, where do we start, Dr. Kakuti?
So, Doctor, you say it's important for us to have these conversations at home, even before we think about coming to you.
Exactly. Because, our mothers, I remember my mom telling me, I'm your mother, I'm not your friend. But that made me now scared of even talking to her. So the day she was talking at me, not with me, I just kept quiet. There was no, do you have any question to ask Mutindi? There was nothing.
You must not.
Exactly. So if you don't create that safe space, so what happens is when I grow up and I find my freedom, especially in campus,
of course I do whatever, however.
Exactly. So you need to create that safe space. I want my daughter to come and tell me, Mom, can we talk about this? And then I'm not going to be judging her. I'm going to be listening. She won't tell me, Mom, I'm thinking about, there's a boy and, I'm 18 now. I think I want to have sex. And then I'm having a heart attack.
No. Because you've already created that rapport and a safe space.
Exactly. So when she comes to the gynecologist, I'm just basically clarifying. And what I love is busting myths. I love how moms and daughters and women just have these myths they pick from Google and pick from their friends. So it's good to come and have that discussion and bust the myths.
Talking about myths, so now we've come from the home, we are at your office. How does that first gyna visit go when they come to you? And of course, over time, they will come over and over.
Over and over.
What kind of myths do you bust when you have these conversations with moms and daughters?
Yes. So one of the myths, of course, we bust about is about, of course, the development of the body. So the first thing we address is, I'll ask the girl, you can see your body is changing. Do you understand what changes you're going through? You need to, I always say you need to be a soundboard. Let her talk back to you and tell you, this is what I'm feeling, this is what my body's going through. How are you feeling about those changes? Because she's going to get breasts.
Right.
She's going to have hair. The other day, I had a dad call me and tell me, my daughter told me she needs to buy, she wants to shave. Why is she removing the hair? And the guy, I'm like, what are you mad about? But because she's in school and she's in sports and has to wear sleeveless stuff, other girls have shaved. So the day she's there playing basketball and other girls are
so
like,
self-conscious.
She was very self-conscious. They made fun of her. So when they come, we want to bust the myths about, for example, are you supposed to shave? Are you supposed to wax? If I want to remove the hair down there, when can they start shaving? When can they start removing? When you get an infection, is it always an STD? We need to start busting this myths. And then about healthy living and healthy diet. If I get my period, I've had A, B, C, D about having periods. My periods are painful, so it means I'll never have a baby. Oh, I don't have periods, it means my labor is going to be difficult. We want to bust all these myths. Oh, my breasts are going facing down. There's something wrong with me. The other day, I had a girl who came to me and she came behind her mom's back 14, complaining about her labia, the lips down there, that they were really big. Then I asked her, do you know what the normal ones look like? Then she's like, no.
But I think they're swollen.
But she said, so they were swollen, So when I examined, I told her, they are normal. Remember, I've seen, how many women have I seen? So many. We are not all the same.
Thousands.
There are those whose lips are big, there are those whose lips are small. Your anatomy, the general anatomy, what is normally expected to be there, we are going to tell you about it. And I normally will talk to you using pictures so that you understand what is normal. So when they come with all these myths, it's nice. Oh, I have an infection, I'm taking, garlic water. I'm taking turmeric, using the wrong type of razor blades, you go behind behind your mom's back and buy razors that are not even right for you. So these are the things we want to discuss and walk with you. I usually say, I want to deliver your baby. When you're a teenager, I want to work with you to deliver your baby.
That's wonderful. That would be amazing.
Yeah. And you need to, we also need to also throw our, can I say, I don't take off my white coat and not be a doctor. Talk to her as a friend at that point.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at you because I'm dying to ask you this question. A couple of questions, actually. One, when I bring my daughter for that gynae visit, will the mom be in the room or do you speak to the daughter alone? Yes or no?
So legally, she is a minor, so I need parental consent.
So
to
she's
speak to
under
her alone.
18?
Under 18, you cannot talk to them unless the parent agrees that you can talk to them.
So they need to be in the room.
The parent needs to be in the room, but their parents will tell you, talk to her, I'll wait outside. But she's given consent, and I will document that I have parental consent to discuss ABCD with the daughter.
Okay.
Either is you're not supposed to have a minor without a guardian and give any decision or make any decisions or give information without parental consent. They must be there. But if the parent says, Kakakuti, well, I'm sitting outside, then that's okay. But the minor coming alone, that becomes tricky because if you give any information and she takes that information,
like Dr. Kakuti alisema.
But yes, so that can bring legal issues and everything. But when I do get them, I also don't pass that opportunity because they've come.
Right.
But especially when you're going to do medical procedures, then of course the guardian must give consent.
The parent
but of course, there are many times I get a teen who'll come on her own. I won't say, where's your parent? Can you go back? I'll ask them, how can I help you? Blah, blah, blah. And even just having a conversation.
Okay.
Yes, I will not chase them away. I'll tell them, it's good if your mom is here.
Yeah.
And then I only say, no, I don't want my mom to be here. But it's good the parent understands where this child is coming from, what their emotions are, what they are feeling. They shouldn't be hidden from the parent.
Right.
Neither should parents freak out about what their children are going to tell them.
All right, so we've covered the issue of if the parent will be there or not. How do you make the teen comfortable and, get their trust that whatever you say, if they don't want you to tell their mother, even if they're under 18, are you able to, I'm sure you should be able to create that rapport.
Yes.
And you should be able to decide, this is something, I can't hide from the parent.
Yeah.
Because I will be hesitant, to come to you if I think that everything we have said, you're then going to tell my mom.
Yeah, it's a very difficult place to be in. It's a very difficult decision to make. There are certain conversations I will have with the daughter.
Okay.
And probably I may not tell the mom just to get her trust.
All right.
But then again, I'm not walking this girl through a dangerous path. If I get a teen coming and tell me she wants contraception, legally actually cannot give her contraception. Legally.
And that is the question I wanted to wrap up with you.
That is legally, because for you to be given contraception, I'm giving her medication. She's under a guardian. So if that mother finds out I gave her contraception, the mother can sue me and take me to court. So I would rather the mother is there.
Okay.
And then have this discussion when she's there. And then mothers, please do not go like, oh my God. No, we need to have a sober discussion. Don't judge her. And it's funny, when you sit down with many of these teen girls and I talk to them, many of them actually postpone having sex. When you have an open, candid discussion
about
with
sex
the mother
and everything
there,
and contraceptives.
Everything, and let me tell you, the way I'm talking to you, Christine, that's how I talk to them. I've had girls where I say, you know what, let's go out for coffee. This office is too formal. Let's go for coffee. Let's go for a walking career. I've taken people's daughters and I tell the mom, hi, I'm going to talk to her, but let's go and take a walk. Yeah. And the mom leaves me with her. And when you drop that coat down as a doctor, she sees you as a friend. Then you actually find they're willing to keep talking to you. And the more you keep talking to these girls as a doctor and as a friend, not hiding things. And I tell them, please don't hide things from your mom. Your mom is your friend. If there's anyone who wants something best for you, is your mom.
Absolutely.
So akikwambia, don't do these things. She's not kazing for you not to enjoy life. Because when you're 40, you do not want to be dealing with issues because your mistakes at 20.
Yeah.
So sometimes I say, you know what? Like where my office is, I'm like, there's a coffee shop downstairs. Let's go and I buy you coffee. And we can sit for hours with these girls and talk and talk and talk and open up. And when the moms ask me what we talked about, I will tell the moms what we talked about. But one thing is, of course, there are certain things that the girl trusts me with, then I'll not tell the mom. But if I know it's something that can harm her,
of course, we
need to find a consensus with the mom. And of course, you make sure you also have to counsel the mom, because you don't want the moms to freak out and say, oh my God,
I thought my daughter
is.
You
want to create a safe space. If she's made a mistake, do not jump at her with you're a bad girl. how do we get over that mistake that she's made, so that you develop
keep
a
her
safe
safe.
space? Because I want my daughter to come and talk to me first, not to go and talk to her friends and get information, or talk to the next guy in the neighborhood. No, I want me as mom to be the one she comes and talks to. So when, as a doctor, you create that space, create a rapport with the mom as well.
And the daughter,
yeah.
of
So
course.
the mom doesn't come and say, tafadhali ngojea nje niongee na msichana. No, that space. And me, I am easy. I joke around. I make it fun. I make it a fun discussion. I will not be boyshing there with you know, this is bad. No, immediately, exactly.
Dr. Do you think as moms we need to accept the fact that most likely our daughters are having sex? Do we need to make peace with that?
You need to get your heads out of the sand.
Our daughters are having sex.
Not all of them, I'm not going to
course.
say, but if they are, it shouldn't surprise you. It shouldn't surprise you. When I've talked to these girls, Christine, the pressure to have sex, I don't think in the 80s
like that.
it was not like that.
No.
If you told a boy no, or if you are having sex, you were laughed at, you were the bad girl.
Absolutely.
Right now, if you're not having sex, there's something wrong with you. There's one time I told a 16-year-old that I have chosen abstinence, and she told me, Doc, uko na shida. 16, so she's old enough to be my daughter, and I was like, if this was my daughter, Jehovah. So I had to not, that was my reaction inside, but I had to say, let me ask her why. Now, there's always a psychological issue. If you don't build confidence in your daughter,
of course they're going to get that validation
from
elsewhere.
else. So that's what I'm saying. This discussion starts where? At home.
At home, Dr.
Yeah.
We have to wrap up this conversation, but thank you so much, because I think for the moms who are listening to us, my takeaway from this is from the home space. We have to create a safe space where our daughters can approach us, have a conversation. And then getting to that technical part is important to...
You approach them.
I approach...
It's not her to approach you.
I get you.
Who's the big person? Who's been through?
I am the mother.
She's going through a phase that you've already been through.
And half the time they don't even want to talk to you anyway.
Or teenagers, you know how teenagers are?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the problem? Nothing. What are you feeling? Nothing. Good.
Yeah.
I've just remembered we were wrapping up. So your two takeaways for our moms or parents who are watching, what would you tell them?
Be open.
Number one.
Get your heads out of the sand. If you are spoken to your mother in a certain way, doesn't mean you have the conversation with her that way. The 80s are gone, the 90s are gone. Do not talk at them, talk with them. The other thing is join together. I'm sure many people, you find you are friends and you got kids the same age. Get a counselor, get a gynecologist
to come and have
a fun day. Have a fun day. So you call, people are having what I call period parties. Have you heard about that?
No.
So if your daughter gets her period, throw a bash for her. Call her friends who are her age, moms around that age. Call a counselor, call a gynecologist, call somebody else, and we come and have a fun time talking. And it's just yapping, and the girls feel comfortable. Because when they're in a group,
I love that.
When they're in a group, they feel confident to talk and ask questions. Then you can have a breakout session with the girls alone, leave the moms alone. Then again, you can have them together, have with the moms as well. So that it's the daughters feel, wow, we are being celebrated.
Wonderful.
We got our periods, and what did our mother tell us? You can get pregnant.
End of story.
It was not celebrated. So why do you think having periods is still a stigma?
On that note, together with Dr. Kakuti, we want to change that narrative. And even you who's watching, that we can have these period parties, invite somebody like Dr. Kakuti, to then demystify and get these girls comfortable that it's okay for them to have these questions and the changes they're going through, that it's okay. So for anyone who's watching and they want to get in touch, please make sure you subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll make sure I hook you up with the awesome Dr. Kakuti. Daktari, thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine.
Maybe I need to look for a daughter now.
You need to.
This is information that can change my life, you know.
Yes.
So thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it.
And
Christine,
for the moms who are watching the first Gynae visit for their daughters, it's something they need to embrace, and I know they're going to do that.
they'll do that.
Thank you. Thank you.